What's up, YouTube? Robbie Rambles back again, and today we are adding some new coral to the tank, so stay tuned. That is right, welcome to episode 10, a magic number, episode 10 in the Reef Casa Studio 12-gallon series. Today we're going coral shopping, and we end up visiting two stores. The first is Pisces, and as you can see, I really want a starfish for the tank. Unfortunately, it just won't work in such a small tank, and it's a danger to our little cleanup crew as well. So instead, let's look at what else they have. There are some really cool red emerald crabs here, but unfortunately, I have another crab in mind, which we don't find here. There are some corals to choose from, but they just received an order, and a lot of it is still acclimating. So let's head to the next shop and see what they have. This is Wise Aquarium in Calgary. Here, there are a ton of really cool corals that would work really well in our tank. Some nice zoas, which I didn't go home with, some nice mushrooms, some of which I did go home with, and stunning anemone crabs, one of my personal favorites in the hobby and exactly what we've been looking for. Now thinking ahead to what our anemone crab might need, I decided to look at some bubble tip anemones and found one that would work really nicely in our tank. A bit of a disclaimer, since bringing the bubble tip anemone home, it's never really been super happy, and the crab has decided not to host it and instead spend most of its time in the rockwork. The crab seems happy, but the anemone does not. What's a bit weird to me is despite it finding multiple spots around the tank where it seemed to be happy, as soon as the lights came on, it would close up. I believe the aquarium was too new for the anemone, but its foot still has a firm grip and it hasn't shown signs of deteriorating. Apart from it closing during the lighting cycle, the rest of the time it's out fine and will even take mysis shrimp when offered in the evenings. I've tried adjusting my lighting from decreasing intensity across the board to just decreasing my white lights, yet no matter the spectrum, within an hour or two of the lights coming on, the anemone will close up. If anyone has advice on this behavior, let me know. Apart from that, I did get a few new mushrooms. I got a radioactive green bounce mushroom, which has adjusted very nicely in the tank. I got this little red mushroom with yellow spots, which I love, but I have no idea what it's called. It too has adjusted very nicely to the tank. And finally, I got a gold mushroom, which has had its ups and downs in trying to adjust. It's never really reached its full size, but it's starting to find its place within the tank. It seems to do best between the rockwork. We will monitor all of these new additions closely and make sure they have the best chance to thrive in here. A quick update, since I record these videos a few weeks in advance, I have insight now into the future and can provide a few current updates on. The bounce mushroom is doing stellar and has never looked better. That red mushroom is also looking really good. I'm hoping it either grows or reproduces in the tank because I want more of them. The golden mushroom has been moving around the tank and has settled in the sand bed. I'm a bit worried about it, but it does seem to like it there. The anemone is still around, but also still closing up shortly after lights come on. It's since moved from the back of the tank to the top of the rockwork, and as of today, it's now hitching a ride on our big snail. Again, no signs of deterioration, but I still worry about it. Anyways, advice or tips is always welcome. In the next video though, we finally add some zoas. I held off as long as I could, and finally decided it was time for something other than mushrooms. We still don't have any fish in the tank, but I have a strong feeling that will be coming soon. In the next video, I also want to talk about a piece of equipment I bought. Now, I don't think this counts as failing if you remember our first video and the challenge that were taking place in the tank, which is to see just how complete setup this was. But I'll let you guys chime in on this new purchase. I will say it's completely not necessary, but it does give me a benefit that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to reap. Anyways, enough spoilers for future videos. Let's end it here before I give away too much. Thanks everyone for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Bye for now.